Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name's Farah Halabi and I'm a professional Muslimah life coach, and I'd like to ask you, if you are a Muslim woman who has a lot going on in their lives, they've got their family, friends, job, profession, community, lots of things that you do, lots of things going on, you're a busy bee, and you are I'm going like this and I'm just trying to think of the words because I've just had a bit of a block. But you are expected and you have expectations of yourself in each of those areas of your life, of your busy being, to be, to act, to behave in a certain way. You've got skills, you've got gifts, you've got characteristics, you've got the quirks, you've got the personality, you've got the connections in each of those pockets of your lives. And when you're with your colleagues or when you're in your business, you know what you're doing, you know, you're chugging along, you're getting on with things. When you're at home, you're in family mode. If you've got kids, you're in mum mode when you're there. When you're with your community or in your community, or when you're with family, and in the different pockets of your life, you have an expectation of yourself of how you are, you know, going to show up in those little pockets of your life. And you've been doing that for so long. You've been doing that for ages. Do you miss yourself? Do you miss the you that doesn't do all of those things, that is you when you are not doing all of those things? The you from either way back when you didn't have a business to run, when you didn't have a family to look after, when you didn't have a community to engage with, when you didn't choose to engage in your community in the way that you do now, when you're, you know, when life was, I was going to say simpler, but just pardon that, it is what it is. But do you miss the you before all the doing? And do you miss the you in the absence of all the doing? Who are you if you're not doing all of this stuff? If you're not, you know, in your professional field, if you're not at home, if you're not with your family, if you're not out and about doing your community bits, if you're not doing something, who are you? And do you miss her? Now, today I've spoken to some amazing women, and I've had conversations with my eldest daughter today, subhanallah. Our little girl kitten went to the vet, and she's come home and she's, you know, wanting lots of cuddles, and my daughter was looking after her, and my daughter was a little bit upset because she could see that Mimi, our kitten, was a little bit, you know, a bit subdued, and she got really, really upset and really angry at that point with the vet. She's like, well, you know, why did the vet have to do that? Why did the vet, you know, she can't, Mimi's, you know, she's all sad, and why did the vet have to do that? And I sat there and I almost went into the spiel of, well, the vet's, you know, a professional and does what they do, and, you know, and Mimi needed some attention, and that's why. The intention wasn't to hurt her, it was to actually make her better. And I was about to go into all of that, and in that moment I thought, she doesn't want to hear that, and she doesn't need to hear that. It's the emotion that she's just, you know, she's feeling a bit upset, she's, you know, her heart's going out to her poor little kitten, and she doesn't want me to go in there and give her logic or facts in that way. She just wants to stop feeling sad for her little kitten. She feels that, you know, Mimi is all upset and subdued and you know, didn't need to be. So sitting with her and asking her, well, what can you do? What can you do to make it better for her? What can you offer her now? We are where we are. She's had, you know, she's had her procedure done, and so she's home. What do you think she'd like from you right now? And taking it away from the upset and the sadness and at one point the anger that she felt, in how she goes forward, and just changing it to, what can we do? What have you got within your capacity? It's what I do with my clients. It's what I do with the wonderful ladies I work with. And it's a process of helping them see what they do have, what they can affect, what actions they can take, how they can move forward. Instead of being stuck in that emotion, being stuck in that feeling of upset, frustration, anger, you know, why? But by helping them go forward in how they can, you know, what they've got going on, what they can do, how they can, you know, what they can do next, instead of thinking about what's already happened, which they can't go back and change. And as we were doing that, it was really lovely to see how she came out of that feeling. And yes, she was still very, you know, upset for Mimi, but it was more a sympathy rather than a how could they do that to you, my little bubba. You know, she was like mothering her, and she was stroking her, and she was helping her drink, and she, you know, took her to the loo, and she was doing something. She was doing the caring. She was showing that upset and that anger was coming from a place of love that she felt for her, but that from the same place of love, how she could help Mimi, how she could put into action that love, that care, that attention, rather than sitting in an emotion that was making her feel not very good and just, you know, not particularly very useful or helpful to Mimi. Now, you might be thinking, okay, what's she going on about now? But when you can help, when you can see for yourself the next step, just one thing that you can do, just something that you can focus your attention on. When you focus on what you have got going on, what you can accomplish, what you can affect, what control you do have going forward, it takes you from feeling stuck and in that moment feeling quite entrenched in that feeling. And seeing it for my little girl in something just so simple as her empathy, her sympathy, her concern for her little kitten, that made her feel so angry, so upset, so sad, but changing the focus on the love that she has for her kitten and what she can do to show that love going forward. So if you think about right now the person that you miss, going back to what I was talking about in the very beginning of this life, which feels a bit like, you know, last year, but if you go back to thinking about the person that you miss, the you that you miss, previous to doing all the doing, previous to having all of those things going on, or in the absence of when you're not doing all of the doing, who's that person? Do you miss just being you? Or are you able to bring you into all of the arenas, or do you feel that you have to separate yourself? Now, the reason I'm asking that question is it's pretty much the same thing in terms of when we're stuck in what we don't have or what we can't affect, when we're stuck in a feeling, either it be, like in my daughter's case, a bit of sadness, a bit of anger, when we're stuck in a, you know, maybe regret, maybe wishing that things were different, maybe trying to avoid actually thinking about who you used to be, because it's too painful, because you're not, it doesn't feel that you are that person anymore. So to even, you know, go there, you can't do it. So you keep yourself busy doing all the very important things that you do, all the different arenas of your life that you operate in, that you show up in. But how how much, or how would you feel, what would you feel if you were the you that you've always been at the very foundation, and that from that place you bring you into all the parts of your life? The you that is wholly capable, full of possibility, motivated, enthused, wanting to share the amazing catalogue of gifts that you have, skills, quirks, personality traits, parts of you that you can, like, almost like your arsenal of tricks, your arsenal of you know, your great parts of you wardrobe that you go and you're like, okay, today I can bring that out, and I can wear that suit, and I can do this. But the rest of them, they're all still you. They're all still there for each of the other parts of your life that you can have them with, that you can use them in. But if they come from the foundation of you, the you that is wanting to be in each of those areas of your life, wanting to give, wanting to share, feeling that you are, you know, that you are wholly capable, that you are worthy, that you are, you know, you're doing this all right, that you are amazing, that you are pretty cool. How would that feel? What would you miss then? What would there be to miss if you brought that very essence of you, who you felt that you used to be, who you feel that you sometimes can't be in all of those other areas of your life? If you were to bring her and align her and integrate her and share the parts of her with who and in whatever areas you wanted, how would that make you feel? Would there be anyone to miss then? As you know, I'm a bit of a nosy Parker, and I love a reflection, I love a ponder, I love a query. So my question to you this evening is, do you miss you? And if you were able to bring the you that you feel that you are inside into the areas of your life that are important in the way that you want to, would there be anything to miss? Or would you be wholly you, showing up in this world unapologetically, completely in alignment, completely knowing, just having a lovely old time in all of the areas of your life? I'd love to know. I'm going to leave you with that. But as always, I pray that you are safe, well, happy and healthy. And if the answer to those questions that I've just asked feels a bit uncomfortable, or you really can't answer, don't know where to begin, then let's have a conversation. I can provide a safe, non-judgmental, completely confidential, safe space for you to talk it out, lay it out bare, and then be able to offer you a way in which you can move forward in your life in the you that you won't miss, that you are being you, who you want to be, how you want to be, to create not only a life that you want, but a life that you will love. You can message me for my next available consultation. You can DM me, or you can email connect@farahhalabi.com. But for now, take care. Assalamu alaikum.